Hello friends, it's Rene B here. Happy to connect with each one of you today to bring you an address, an inspired message from Spirit. Not something I've done this way before, so I hope it all works out and I hope you get an awesome message from Spirit today. The topic that we're going to talk about today, I couldn't understand. I woke up this morning and I'm recording this, by the way, on Friday the 26th of March. And I woke up this morning with Spirit telling me to get a move on, get a move on, get a move on, get a move on. I didn't quite understand it because I was doing what I needed to do in my day. And then it suddenly, when I sat down to record this, when I sat down and I was like, okay, so Spirit, what's the message? What's the message that we have for the sanctuary today? And they were saying, get a move on. So moving on, getting a move on and moving on and just really making progress. Stepping forward, stepping into our new reality, stepping into our new world is what this is going to be all about. All right. So let's just see what Spirit want to bring through. What is the message that they have for us? You know, one of the first things, obviously we're living in very strange times at the moment, and we never know from one day to the next, from 1 week to the next, from 1 month to the next, where we're going to be and what's going to be happening, not just here in our pretty little corner of the world, but on a global level. On a global level, there's so much uncertainty, there's so much panic and fear and chaos even, and we're all feeling the pressures of it, we're all feeling the strains of it, and I think it's the fear and the uncertainty that seems to get to us more than anything else. And what Spirit are basically saying is we need to understand that we're not victims, we're not stuck, we're not trapped, we're not caged in any way, shape or form except for what limits and restrictions that we put on ourselves in our own minds. The message that Spirit are wanting me to say is that, we have to understand that we do have choices and options. There are things that we can do to improve our own circumstances. And this is exactly what we need to do. Yes, we have pandemic. Yes, we have uncertainty. Yes, we have chaos. Yes, we have all of that. There's no doubt about that at all. But those situations, those circumstances, and those things are in no way, shape, or form limiting or restricting us in our own activities and in our own actions. And the time is now for us to take back our power and to get a move on. The time is now for us to start stepping forward into the light, start stepping forward into our own beings, and to start recognizing that it's okay. It's okay. We can start living again. Currently there is fear, currently there is uncertainty, currently there is absolute panic, and we're all putting on a brave face and pretending that we're okay, but actually we're not. We're actually far from okay. Obviously, we want to know, we obviously want to know from Spirit, well, what's next? What do we have to look forward to? What do we have to be careful of? What do we have to watch out for? What is it that we are moving towards? Why are we having all these things that are going on around us? And Spirit is saying it's because we've forgotten how to love. We've been so focused on gaining material possessions, we've been so focused on gaining power, we've been so focused on attaining and achieving and all of those kind of things, that somewhere along the line we forgot love. And I know, especially us spiritual people, us light workers, we've been saying the right words for the longest period of time. We've been saying that, yes, we focus on love and love is the answer and love this and love that. But have we really been living that? Is that really the reality that we've been living our life by? No, not at all. So Spirit didn't have a choice but to, put a couple of obstacles and challenges and things in our way to force us to reevaluate, to force us to relook at ourselves and to relook at the way that we do things and the way that we live our lives. What I'm hearing from Spirit right now is that it's the perfect time for us to recognize the opportunities that we have around us, the opportunity for change and the opportunity for growth and the opportunity for moving on, for moving forward, for, getting a move on. We need to hold on to love, and the love that we need to hold on to is not the love of others, Not the love of an object, not the love of a thing, but the love of self. Because I think this is what we've lost. Spirit is saying we need to let go of our attachment. We need to let go of our need to be right, our need to be powerful, our need to be anything other than what we actually are. And who and what we actually are is just love. That's all that matters. That's all that it comes down to, is love. But it's time that we release the ego and release the attachment to the things that aren't working for us. We need to move towards pure and honest love, without judgment, without attachment, without anything. Love is the only thing that matters. We're doing a church service today, and you're listening to an address that I'm bringing to you from Spirit. Typically, this kind of activity would be done in a congregation, in a room where we are together. And obviously we can't do that. But look at what we've done. We've come together with the element of love, with love in our hearts, differently. You know, we're connecting on a different level. We're meeting on a different level, and the understanding and the comprehension is on a different level. So that's what this is all about. That's exactly what the last couple of months and years have been all about Spirit wanting us to just sort of climb out of our comfort zones and to recognize that we do have choices, we do have options. We can choose to be the victim, we can choose to be stuck in the past, we can choose to be stuck in our pain and our uncomfortableness, or we can choose to move forward. And that's exactly what we've done. We've moved on. We've moved on. It doesn't mean that this is going to be the way it'll be forever. No, not at all. But for now, this is where we are. For now, this is the choices that we make. These are the ways, the options that are available to us. And it's okay. It's okay. We need to understand that the entire universe is going through an upgrade at the moment. There's definitely advancement and improvement. And, you know, with any kind of birth process, there is pain. If you think about a mother giving birth to a child, the mother experiences pain, and I'm sure that the child experiences pain in some way, form, shape, or other, whether it is physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain, confusion, whatever it may be. And this is what our universe is going through at the moment. We're going through the birth. We are going through a period of adjustment, a period of realignment. And yeah, it has to come with a little bit of pain. We're not going to grow. We're not going to learn. We're not going to achieve great things if there isn't a little bit of pain along the way. So currently, with everything that's going on, Spirit is saying to us, can we take time to connect with ourselves? Let's not worry about connecting with others. Let's not worry about connecting with people who we think are going to help us or guide us. Actually, let's take responsibility for our own thoughts, emotions, actions, beliefs, and understandings. Let's spend a little bit more time in quiet contemplation. So meditation, any activity where your physical body is engaged, but your mind is able to drift, to wander, to ponder. That is the kind of activities we need. We need to spend a little bit more time individually on our own, thinking about who we are, not thinking about other people, not thinking about how we can make other people's lives easier and better. It's almost a time for being selfish. And this is what Spirit is saying. We've gone from a period where we were more focused on our connection to others, our connection in the world, our part of the bigger picture. And we actually need to turn inward, and we actually need to start saying, who am I? What am I? Do I do good? Am I a good person? Is there anything I can do differently? Is there anything that I can do? What is lacking in my life? Why don't I have that? And it's not about being greedy. It's just about recognizing your place on this earth, recognizing who and what you are, who and what you're about, and recognize that it's time for healing. It's time to connect with the self, to focus on the self, to heal the self before you can heal and work on anybody else. I'm reminded, Spirit is saying to me, you know, when you fly in an aeroplane, when they do the safety check, they tell you, put your own mask on before worrying about anybody else, before trying to help anybody else. Put your own mask, oxygen mask on first, and then help your neighbor. And this is exactly what Spirit is saying. we need to move on from this mindset of needing to be seen, to be recognized, and to be acknowledged by other people, to a mindset of being seen, recognized, and acknowledged by ourselves. So, do you really like who you are? Do you really love yourself? Are you really happy with the choices that you've made in life and where you are at? And if the answer to any of those questions is no, then it's time for adjustment. It's time for change. It's time to realign. It's time to get a move on. Okay? We are running out of time. We absolutely are running out of time. Time is short. Time waits for nobody on earth. In spirit, there is no time. This much we know. But our journey on this earth plane is getting towards the end of its cycle. And through that comes major change. The other thing that Spirit is saying is, if we're able to get on board, if we're able to move forward, if we're able to get over our current challenges, obstacles, and mindsets, we cannot even begin to comprehend how fabulous, how easy, how wonderful life is going to be for every single one of us. There will be no poverty. There will be no shame. There will be no pain. There will be no disappointment. There will be no negative if we all focus on ourselves. And if we focus on ourselves instead of worrying about what somebody else is or isn't doing, every single person on this planet, if they take care of themselves, only themselves, and maybe your immediate family, then this whole world, the whole dynamic shifts and changes, and then we get to love. But it starts, another phrase that we hear often is charity starts at home. So we have to turn inward. We have to start looking at ourselves, respecting ourselves, making the adjustments to ourselves first before we cast a stone or look at anybody else. And if we can do that, as soon as you start doing that, suddenly everything starts shifting. Suddenly the sun starts shining again. The sun pierces through the clouds, and the sun starts shining again, and everything starts looking brighter and happier from your perspective as well as from a perspective of others. But the time is here now. You, me, us, we, all of us, we are in the position of control. We are in a position of having choices and options available to us, and all we have to do is make it. All we have to do is pick one. And if you can do that, if you can focus on finding happiness, love within your heart space, within yourself, it'll be so much easier to help another person get to that point as well. But when you are in a place of anger, in a place of hurt, a place of disappointment, a place of frustration, how can you help anybody else? You can't. So, friends, it's time to get a move on. Spirit are telling us there is no time like the present. It is time now to make the changes. Recognize the choices and options that you have available to you right now. We need to focus on the larger picture. We need to focus on the bigger picture. We need to move towards love of self, first and foremost. Do whatever you have to do to heal the self, to release the pain, release the burdens, release the disappointment. Bring yourself to that place of love, to that place of understanding, that place of compassion. We understand that right now we have to learn how to take care of ourselves before we can take care of anybody else. And I think, we all make that mistake where we're so focused on other people's wrongdoings or helping other people, and we do neglect the self. It's time to be the words that we speak. It's time to walk our talk. And we need to understand that spending a little bit more time in solitary contemplation, in meditation, in understanding, is where the healing takes place. So that is how we heal. We heal by being still and turning inward. And if we can do that, the happiness and the joy that we will experience in life will be completely and utterly mind-blowing. So friends, this is just a short message from me and my guides to you. I do hope that there is something in the last couple of minutes that speaks to your soul and just gives you a little bit of guidance, a little bit of hope for what to do going forward. Sending every single one of you that listens to this message an abundance of love, an abundance of healing from my heart to yours. Until we connect again, take care.